Following the cancellation of Miguel Cotto's scheduled fight against James Kirtland, talks have once again started up between Cotto's team and the team of Juan Manuel Marquez. They had previously been in negotiations but couldn't agree on a catchweight. They're talking again now. Can a catchweight be agreed upon this time? Marquez has been out the ring for a very long time. I think his last fight was when he fought Alvarado. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was his last fight, and that was way back. That was like, when was that? 2013, 2014? It was a long time ago. So, yeah, he's 43 years old now, Juan Manuel Marquez, and coming off a very long period of inactivity. And many of you will remember from my previous videos, I'm of the belief that inactivity hurts older fighters far more than it hurts younger fighters. So if this fight was to happen, and look, Miguel Cotto's been out for a long time too. He hasn't fought since he lost to Canelo back in 2015. So he's been out the ring over a year. So they've both been out the ring a long time, and Miguel Cotto's no spring chicken, but he's 36 and Marquez is 43. So Miguel Cotto is still a hell of a lot younger than Marquez, and his layoff hasn't been as long as Marquez's has. So, and on top of that, Cotto's the bigger guy. If the fight were to go ahead, I would have to favor Miguel Cotto to win the fight. But then again, styles make fights, and you never know. Marquez has had this miraculous physical resurgence late on in his career, where he's gone from this kind of wiry, slightly soft-bodied junior welterweight, because that's where he was campaigning for quite a long time during the latter stages of his career, kind of like a wiry, soft-bodied junior welterweight, into this hulking, muscular, ripped junior welterweight / welterweight late on in his career, in his late 30s, early 40s. So you never know if he's able to transform his body in this miraculous way, then perhaps he'll also be able to shake off 2-3 years, whatever it is, in inactivity, and return as if he was never away against Miguel Cotto. It all remains to be seen. But going by what I've seen before in the world of boxing, in terms of how layoffs affect athletes of different ages, I have to suspect, and particularly a guy like Marquez who relies on counterpunching so much. Counterpunching relies on timing, on reflexes, so on and so forth. And I think those kind of things will deteriorate. That kind of finesse will deteriorate a lot more quickly than somebody who maybe relies on just brute force. So, and I'm not talking about the punches that a brute force type fighter takes. I'm talking about layoffs out of the ring. A brute force guy could have a long layoff, but what's really going to be affected when he comes back? Because he's not really a guy who relies on timing. He's a guy who just comes forward and swings, like a Maidana or whoever. And I know it's a bit of an oversimplification, but hopefully you get my point. So I think Marquez's skills will probably have deteriorated significantly with such a long layoff. He's older than Miguel Cotto, so on and so forth. As a style matchup, it's interesting because Cotto does leave himself there to be countered a lot of the time. He keeps his hands up, but Marquez is a superb combination puncher and punch picker. He punches very cleanly, Marquez. So you would have to imagine that he would be able to get shots through on Miguel Cotto without too much trouble. And also the catch weight. At Miguel Cotto's age, you're going to have to look at the catch weight. How much will that drain him? How much will that reduce his punch resistance? You have to factor in all these things. But again, the fight is not signed. The two camps are only in talks at the moment. And last time the talks broke down because they couldn't agree on the catch weight. So there's no guarantee at all that this fight is going to take place. But it is being postulated at the moment, and the two sides are speaking about it. So we'll see what happens. Is this a fight that you would like to see? Both guys, you have to imagine, are well into the tail end of their careers. It may be Marquez's final fight if it takes place, and Cotto can't have that many fights left in him. Hopefully he won't turn out to be a Roy Jones Jr., one of those guys who just carries on far, far past his sell-by date. So, yeah, let me know. Is it a fight you want to see? And let me know what you think about all the different factors I've talked about in this video in terms of layoff, ring rust, the different styles, so on and so forth. All right, drop it all in the comment section. It's Hatman, I'm out.